Yo, so I gotta tell you this, man, because I was watching Uptown Anthem, bro, and I was just like, because that's, your anthem's always been, you know what I'm saying, like stadium wide, right? And I watched the video and I see like at the last part that you was rapping and somebody was getting jumped. But I looked at it like y'all dapped up Pac. What did Pac just say, hey man, this is the thing. Was that Pac that y'all was jumping in that?
Yeah, it was funny because it was like,
and how did that come about?
That's when you show tremendous acting because he was Bishop Uptown. So, in the movie, Pac got me in the movie Juice.
Right.
So if you look at the movie, if you see I was part of the Rodamez gang, the Puerto Rican gang.
Yeah.
They said, how was you on black dude on the Puerto Rican gang? I said, I wasn't Puerto Rican. I was Dominican. I was from Uptown. You feel me?
Yep.
So in the video, it was like we recreated my scene of coming after Pac. But if you see in the whole video, he ride with us and on all the sync scenes and anything else because he was rolling with us. So
right,
we did some 3-dimensional, some before and after acting out scenes.
Right.
So funny. If you look at the movie, like it's one part in there where me and Pac is looking at each other, he trying to hold a laugh, and we had to take so many takes because when I'm staring him down, he can't even look at me straight because we homies. And we was like, yo, man, we got to take a break, yo. I got to get mad at him for a minute. Because every time we look at each other, we both laugh. And the director like, come on, y'all. We can't be here every day. Y'all got to really act like y'all hate each other. We was like, it's going to be hard.
Right. It's going to be hard, especially with Pac. You know what I'm saying? How Pac always had that energy. And you had the same energy because I can see y'all bonding because just the way y'all was. Like, I seen all the interviews, even the epic interview with you and him. He was just over there just passing out on, you know what I'm saying, on the camera. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I can see that shit. I always wondered because I was like, man, y'all was so good at acting that whenever I saw that scene, I was like, yo, what the fuck? Like, I was like, they jumping Pac. But then I was like, yep, I forgot that, you know what I'm saying? Like you said, he was Bishop. So, you know what I mean? Like,
we was jumping Bishop ass.
Right. Y'all was jumping Bishop. You know what I'm saying?
They said cut. Me and Pac was hanging out.
right. Hanging out, kicking it like a motherfucker, for real.
Weren't you supposed to play Bishop?
Yeah. The thing was, I actually wasn't supposed to play him. I just read for the role. But in those days, Pac had read for the role, or was supposed to read for the role. When I read for the role of Bishop, he came with me. So he was sitting like in the hallway while I was reading, and I guess some other people was late. And it was like, where's the other people supposed to read for Pac? I mean, read for Bishop. And Pac was there, and it was like, they ain't here yet. So it was like, they looked at Pac, and they said, you want to read? It was like, hell yeah. I gave him my script, and they gave him like 10 minutes to study the couple of lines. He went up in there and read for it. I'm like, yo, go read. He was like, let me read. I said, yo, go read. And I didn't know what I was doing at the time. Latifah just gave me the opportunity, and Flavion and said, go ahead and read. I didn't know shit about acting, but he had studied acting. He went up in there. I actually thought he was fighting in there when he was reading the lines. So by the time he walked out the door, ready to jump in there to see who he was fighting so we could jump their ass, he was like, no, I just read for. I said, boy, you better have this role. He ended up getting the role. And when he got the role, I lived in Jersey. They was filming in New York. He brought me to New York and made sure I had a role in the movie too.
You've been in Meteor Man and like a bunch of other movies.
Yeah, I was about to say that with the Meteor Man, like and my favorite Jason's lyrics, shout out to, Eddie Griffin, you know what I'm saying? How was it working with Luther Vandross and Meteor Man, you know what I mean? Where he was with the Golden Lords and you and Be Real was the gang members. Like, how was it being a part? Because remember, Robert Townsend always wanted to do one. If you do a superhero movie, you know what I mean? If you remember,
Yeah,
Hollywood Shuffle.
Robert Town, he
Yeah,
he a straight genius. Like he did it. Like that was like our first Wakanda movie with black
right,
superheroes. You feel me? That was
right,
the actual first Wakanda, but he had to do it with the powers that be with Hollywood, and they ain't believe in him or nothing like that. And he called us all up in there, and it was us, Naughty, Cypress Hill, and like you said, Luther was a star-studded cast,
yep,
and it was like he opened that door where you could look at black people as superheroes.
right. And it's so crazy. Like, you just talking about how, you know what I'm saying, your chance like getting in movies, and you've been in a lot of dope soundtracks too, like Poetic Justice for one, you know what I'm saying? Like, how was it like even, Above the Rim was another all-time favorite, you know what I mean? Like, how was it just being a part of that history, and how was it like even you even got the chance to work with John Leguizamo, off of Empire as Cheddar. You know what I'm saying? Like, how dope was that working with John Leguizamo? You know what I mean? Like, how was that?
It's just cast of legends. You know what I mean? Michelle Rodriguez, we did 3 a.m. And John Leguizamo with Empire, not the series Empire, which was as well, but this was the movie. The uptown drug transactions and things. It's like, man, I'm totally blessed, and like John was a legend like before we were in a film, and he embraced all of us and treated us like we was on the same level as him. So it trained me to be like, no matter how famous I am or how big I am in film or music, when I go on any set, like even with this New Jack City Live play, like we all one team. Ain't nobody bigger than the other person. We treat everybody with the utmost respect and cordial love, and knowing like we in a huddle and we here to win as a team sport. It ain't one person egomaniac. We do press together. You know what I mean? We roll together. We rehearse together. We rehearse months beforehand to get it, especially with a play, but with the movie, it was just, it showed me what it's really about. And, they say a lot of things is like Hollywood, it's stars that be like, don't look in my eyes, don't come in my trailer and don't talk to me. Like, I don't deal with no phoniness like that. When I roll up, It's like everybody, I don't care whether you're a stagehand, we are one team that's trying to make a hit movie or a hit play, and we working together no matter what. So we one team.
Can you tell us about this? The New Jack City?
Go ahead.
Tell us more about the New Jack City.
Yeah, tell us more about it.
Yeah, man. I mean, we going all over it. Like, like for Canada and BC and anything else, it's like I sent y'all a schedule. All I ask, please just promote, because we're going to be in Detroit Thursday, November 17th, 8 p.m. Friday, 8 p.m., November 18th at the Detroit Music Hall. Saturday, 3 p.m. and 8 p.m., November 19th. Sunday, 3 p.m., 7:30, November 20th.
I got you.
Saying anybody that's close, if you in Toronto, come down to Detroit. When we going out to Chicago, if you're in the Midwest, near there, come through, because we not coming to Canada. If you in, Vancouver on the West Coast, when we up top, come through. I sent y'all a schedule. I just want to so our Canadian family was been rolling with Naughty by Nature since '91. Man, we don't want y'all to miss it. And until it get there, and if it don't get there, if it's close to y'all, come through. We really want y'all to come, especially y'all on the East Coast of Canada, man. Come down to Detroit. The November 17th, 18th, 19th, 20th, pull up New Jack City Live. It's something that hasn't been done. It's not even on Broadway or anything. It's like one of the greatest movies of all time, New Jack City. Watch the movie and come and see the play. I guarantee you, it's a whole different experience. I've done plays throughout my 30-year career acting, but until I did a play, I wouldn't even think about going to a play. And once I did one, I started going to plays and was like, yo, this a different form of entertainment I ain't ever seen before or appreciated. And let me tell you, homies, you want to get your Mac game down, take your lady to a play, homie.
Woo.
It's a whole
this gave
different
me a gym.
experience. Boy, I'm telling you,
Wait.
you want to get, you think the movies is, you think going to the movies is hot? Let me tell you, I'm gonna put it in my Ice-T voice. You know, Ice-T was in New Jack City. Let me tell you, player. Let me tell you, player. You bring that broad down there, player. Let me tell you, whatever you need from her, she gonna ride with you. I'm telling you, real pimp things, baby.
Straight up, that is straight up Ice-T, Mr. Ice, the greatest.
Yeah.
Hey, the fact
bro, you know what? So you know, hold on, real quick, bro. I had to say this, man, because being with Ice-T, and you did a movie with Ice-T too. Like, how was that? And you did a video with Flags with Jaheim. Like, how was it working with Iceman?
Well, Ice, you gotta realize he originally from Jersey. I'm a Jersey head.
Yep, like, sure is.
You know, he been my neighbor for over like 15, 20 years. You know, and he my homie, my friend. So it's like we got a studio together. It's called Exclusive. Pull it up in Fort Lee, New Jersey. So we got businesses. We got this cannabis thing we doing and everything else. So we always work together and everything else on a gang of things and always been there. And it's just so crazy. Shout out to Alan Payne, who's G Money in here. So, you know, I know Ice-T, he's another original member of New Jack City, the movie. So just for the play and everything else going on, like we cut from a different era. You know, a lot of hip hop artists now, you know, it's a shame, like they more banging against each other or, you know, got egos against each other, don't ride with each other or disrespect the elders, ones that paved the way. Instead of like knowing like we cut from a different cloth. Whether it was East Coast, West Coast, they used to be like, yo, me and Pac, we had an interview together. It was like, yeah, here's the East Coast, West Coast war. I looked at Pac, said, fuck you, Pac. You from the West Coast. He said, fuck you, you from the East Coast. And we laughing like, what East Coast, West Coast war? We mobbing together.
Mobbing together.
We had the Road Dogs from Inglewood, California. He had the Outlaws from Jersey in the East Coast. So it's like, you know, we might have battle records against other artists, but we were showing like if we have a problem with something, we handle that shit on wax. Now it's like hip hop artists is like this the most dangerous occupation in the world. You know, rest in peace to our angel Offset. They still killing rappers, you know what I mean? It's like back in the days, the G's on the street, they wasn't looking as hard as targets. They was looking like they was our protectors.
Right.
The gang was protecting it. But now it's like, you know, it's an unsafe environment. And it's like we only killing our own culture.